What's up, everybody? Jerry with Dip Drip Trading here for another video recapping ticker symbol AMC on the day. Today is August 24th. It is roughly just after 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Really, we're just going to get right into this thing, man. What a day that it had. We finished on the intraday up $7.48 for a total of 20.34%. We ripped like freaking crazy. I had to keep checking my phone while we were out running errands to make sure I was really seeing what I was seeing. It was pretty crazy. We were relatively in bullish territory pretty much all day long. In the after hours, we also climbed another just under 5%. We finished the after hours at $46.20, up $1.94 in the after hours. Now, what I'm going to kind of run through in this video is just, obviously, I'm going to talk about this Fibonacci retracement zone again because I do like to touch on it, mainly because the last now 2 weeks, AMC has been consistently following that trend of the Fibonacci retracement and literally bouncing anywhere between that 50 and 61.8% retracement zone. So just going to go through the technicals here, kind of give you guys an idea of what to expect if we happen to take a dip, because you do know stocks can't go up forever. And I definitely want to set you up for kind of the worst case of what I see. And then also we can talk about the next levels of resistance. So for starters, let's jump into these retracement areas. So what I'm looking at specifically is the 5 minute. Oops. Sorry, I moved it and I wasn't supposed to. There we go. All right, so what I'm looking at is the 5 minute chart. So kind of what I'm seeing here is we had our peak run up was up to roughly around $48.46 or so. So we almost touched 49, and then we had a rejection, and then we kind of consolidated from there. So again, we were relatively overbought on the day. I mean, you can just see how we were just straight up all day. So again, like I was saying before, stocks typically don't stay overbought. Now, I know it's kind of hard to tell with AMC, but like I said, following the trends over the last 2 weeks, I would expect us to have some sort of retracement tomorrow. Oh, hold on real quick. All right, I'm back. Okay, so like I was saying before, so I would expect us to kind of dip in between this Fibonacci retracement zone and then bounce. Again, I mean, with as quickly as we ran, it wouldn't surprise me to see some people taking profits. Especially with us approaching the middle of the week. They're going to want to kind of get in and get out, especially those day traders and anyone that's swinging the trade for the week. So if hypothetically that happens, we'd look for, and again, I would estimate this to be anywhere between 10 to 15 cents up or down of kind of what I'm seeing in this. It's all going to be estimation. But a lot of the times, as long as it finishes or bounces around that zone, we know that we're close. So I would expect it anywhere between $41 and again probably $40.75, give or take, and then on the high end of that Fibonacci retracement, 42.43, or in this case I would say what is that, 42.28, or even 42.58. So somewhere in between those ranges, I would expect us to dip to and then hopefully bounce from there. If we break down and continue further down through this Fibonacci retracement, I would expect the next level really of support now, I would say, is 38.56, which used to be a relatively major and crucial point of resistance. Same thing with $38 even. So now that those two levels we finally broke through, those are now going to be acting as support. So that's kind of where I would see if we continue to dip. That's where those next two levels I could see us dipping down to if we break through that Fibonacci retracement. Now, I'm not really expecting us to dip that hard. I mean, that would essentially be dropping all the way back down to where we were before the intraday started today. So I mean, ripping up 20% and then ripping down 20%. I don't think personally I've ever seen that, especially with AMC. I've seen it kind of gradually happen over 2 or 3 trading days, but never like instantly within one trading day of a rip that happened the day prior. In terms of if we do continue this trend up, I would say the next levels that we're seeing is going to be that 40. So we have 48.50. And again, keep in mind, guys, that all of these, let's see, that's not quite right. Let's go. Yeah, that looks more right. So 49.45, give or take. And again, keep in mind that all these even numbers, so like a $48 or $49, those typically are also psychological levels of resistance. And a lot of the times those become self-fulfilling prophecies. And as long as we continue to touch, eventually we're going to break it, because it, like I said, it becomes that self-fulfilling prophecy where people are just going to continue to buy because they want to see it get over that level. And then that's when you see a pretty huge influx of volume after that point. So we got 49.45. After that, I would say 53.49, 53.50. We got, let's see, we've touched it once, so resistance, and then support, resistance. So we've touched that line probably 6 times, even as far back as middle of June, and also right after we ripped after Memorial Day. So those are those next 2 levels that I'd be keeping an eye on. We are still, I would say we also still need to break this $46.95 or $47 mark, just because we touched that zone twice. It wouldn't surprise me if we continued to touch that 2 or 3 more times through the day tomorrow and even the day after that, or even up to Friday. Just because AMC tends to want to touch these zones 2 or 3 or 4 times, sometimes even 5 or 6, and then finally we get a breakthrough. So just keep in mind and don't get frustrated whenever you're seeing that. In terms of RSI, I'm not really seeing any kind of drastic bullish divergence right now, because obviously RSI is trending up, so is the stock. So I'm not really seeing anything too crazy there. Again, I would expect some sort of correction tomorrow. I'd rather expect the worst, or prepare myself for the worst, and then, if the best happens, cool. I'm just pleasantly surprised. Let me jump over to the Ortex data real quick. So on the day, AMC had a short interest change of minus 2.19%. We had 4.5 million shares returned, 2.21 shares borrowed against, for a net borrow change of minus 2.31 million. So overall, it was a return day. Now, those shares could have been any that were just borrowed and not shorted into the market, or they could have been ones that were shorted into the market and then they had to cover their positions. So that could have been an explanation for why we ripped. But at the same time, the shares on loan continues to stay in that $105 million share range. So I'm not really expecting that to be the case, because the shares on loan has stayed the same, whereas the shortage of the free float did go down. So because the shares on loan has stayed where it is, I think this is probably shares that were borrowed and never shorted. Especially because the average days on loan is continuing to increase. We went from August 12th to now, so over a 12-day span, we went from 40.88 days up to 50.78. So that's the average time that a short has been holding a position on AMC. So basically, if you go back 50 days from now, so let's see, so roughly July 14th. So we were trading at right at around $32. So they lost from 32. They probably all lost 25-ish%, maybe a little more, on their short positions. So they're definitely down. And if we continue to rip, they're just going to continue to hemorrhage more money. I think at one point my buddy said that I think as of yesterday, they had lost 270 million roughly from what he saw on getting circulated around Twitter. But yeah, so should be an exciting day tomorrow. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. I will be doing a little bit of a morning live stream tomorrow. I know I've said I've wanted to do it, but then I've been busy doing other things, running errands. But I should be back by 9 tomorrow to be able to stream, and I'm going to stream probably from 9 to 10:30. I will have Jay on as well. We're going to do a collab, just talking about what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. I would like to pick his brain on the options market and also the VIX, so we can kind of talk about where we see the volatility as of tomorrow and kind of where we could see it going after that. So other than that, that'll do it for this video. You guys know what to do. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys first thing in the morning. See ya.